As we reach the midpoint of the 2025 Formula One season, there is one thing that is very clear. McLaren are unstoppable, and the Drivers' Championship, it is turning into a David versus Goliath battle between Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris. 2 weeks ago in Canada, that rivalry boiled over. The McLaren drivers collided on track, the breathtaking smash in which Norris emerged worse for wear, having to withdraw after rear-ending his own teammate in a bout of lunacy. Prior to then, the championship fight had been brewing under the surface. But that incident? That was the sort of fire that might ignite the latter half of the season. And now, everyone's asking the same thing. How do McLaren handle this from here? Do they start imposing team orders? Have they already chosen a number one behind the scenes? Or is this rivalry just getting started? Today, we're digging into what McLaren's next move might be, whether the team's already picked their favorite, and what to expect this weekend in Austria. So don't go anywhere. Let's go racing. What followed at the Canadian Grand Prix was exactly what McLaren feared, and exactly what all the Formula One people secretly hoped for. So far, Norris and Piastri had conducted themselves as perfect teammates. Yes, they were each other's closest championship foe, but they respected team orders when it really mattered. In Australia and Japan, they did precisely what they were told to do, much as you could detect the venom in their voices. McLaren's number one rule is simple: race the team first, yourself second. But by Montreal, it was different. With no real competition for the Constructors' Championship, McLaren let their drivers have a license to run hard. And run hard they did. The crash came during their fight for fourth place. 2 more points for the championship at stake, but all points matter now. Bad luck for Norris, as he lost a certain 10 points in the most costly way possible, crashing into the back of his own teammate. Frustration? Blunder? Either way, it cost dearly. Luckily, the price for the team was not high. Their closest rivals, Mercedes, are 175 points behind. Even with that kind of commanding lead, though, McLaren were quick to reiterate a message. The drivers can keep on driving, but they must be more clever. Team principal Andrea Stella was blunt in the aftermath of the race. There would be some tough conversations in the factory prior to Austria. But he also stressed that the incident would not change the way McLaren go racing or the way they interpret the rules both drivers signed up to follow. This confrontation was never going to be avoidable. The team knew it. We all knew it. Yes, they're teammates, but they're also competing in a fight for the most prized trophy in motorsport. Nevertheless, Stella does believe in the team's culture and in the ability of both drivers. Speaking after the race, he stated McLaren will return tougher from this, and that learning lessons will only make intra-team fights between them more respectful and more accurate. We bank on our culture, and that's very solid, he said. And we use these incidents, once they blow over, to be a stronger team with 2 stronger drivers. McLaren are focused on this to occur again. They recognize their set of cars will find one another on the circuit, but better sense next time. And then there is Norris. His response has been widely acclaimed. He apologized immediately to team radio, as his car was still slowing at the end of the pit lane, and when he confronted the press, he did not point the finger at anyone else. He accepted the blame. "That was my fault," he told us matter-of-factly. This is not new to Norris. He's always his own harshest critic. And now, having been the cause of McLaren's eagerly awaited intra-team showdown, the world's waiting to find out. Will he allow this mistake to get the better of him? Will he bounce back in Austria? Or could this be the turning point of his season? It is an episode that cost him championship points, and is an episode that, from his own admission, he said the principle was clear. "I just made a misjudgment," Steller explained. So this may have an impact in terms of his confidence, but it's up to us as a team to show our full support to Lando. And on this one, I want to be completely clear. While the team have publicly declared their support for Lando, there are those in the media who think that the team may be ready to make a decision on who their lead driver is, while it might not make a difference at the majority of races. When there is a 50-50 call, it could go one driver's way. But before I talk about that, If you're enjoying the video and want to catch all the news and analysis from this season's F1 races, then make sure to press the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thanks a lot. Number 1 driver ahead of the Canadian Grand Prix. McLaren already knew they probably weren't going to be in the fight for a race win, and that proved true once the driving started at a circuit that was very gentle on tires. McLaren couldn't leverage their incredible tire temperature control to their advantage. It was a race that really exposed just how close the performance is between each team and how powerful the McLaren tire cooling is to their championship ambitions. It is an advantage that no one's been able to figure out. With talk of water cooling being rubbished and FIA inspection, stating that their solution is just very clever, but definitely not illegal. Nonetheless, the team don't want their drivers crashing into each other every other race in pursuit of the driver's title, while the Constructors' Championship title looks safe. For now, an all-out intra-team war between Norris and Piastri would put that at risk to stop that happening. Former F1 driver Ralf Schumacher thinks that an internal decision has been made at McLaren to back Oscar Piastri for the Drivers' Championship if the two battling becomes a problem for the team. I believe that is now internally decided that Piastri is the man the team will focus on in terms of the World Championship. The 6-time race winner told Sky Deutschland, "Lando shows too many weaknesses and makes too many mistakes, including his senseless driving into the back of Oscar in Canada. He has apologized, and that shows what a great person he is, but it's no use because great people rarely win titles." He went on to say, "This is the low point now because he's lost his nerve a bit. You have to give him one thing. He was once again faster than Piastri. He didn't manage to do it in qualifying, but in the race he closed the gap and was simply better. He still has the speed, especially in the race." 7-time race winner Gian Pablo Montoya agrees that Piastri has quietly assumed top dog status at McLaren. Speaking to Casino Hawks, Montoya said, "I think he talking about Norris is very good at winning. I think he's very good at dominating, but chasing and being in uncomfortable situations. It seems like he never learned to deal with them because he never experienced enough of them. So now he's finding himself in difficult situations that maybe he doesn't have enough experience to deal with. That's the only explanation for me. Losing points on Sunday to Oscar wasn't the end of the world having an opportunity to pass. Oscar was good, but you need to put yourself in situations where you're going to come out ahead. You never want to go into a fight without an exit strategy." Piastri has already earned the nickname Icy Boy, and comparisons to 2007 world champion Kimi Räikkönen, who was known as the Iceman for his cool demeanor on and off track, his calm composure, and occasional scathing honesty, as well as that tweet, have made him an absolute fan favorite during his short career. Oscar has been as unflustered as they come so far in his career, but the pressure may start to ramp up in the second half of the season, as a maiden championship comes within reach. Oscar has that calmness, Montoya said, but if it becomes a thing where it's all about the speed and Lando can put it together, I think Lando can still come out on top. There are still enough races that if Lando gets in a streak and wins 4 or 5 races in a row, everything is flipped. If you can go and beat Oscar 2 or 3 weekends in a row, all of a sudden Oscar is the one under pressure. Oscar is aiming to become just the 3rd Aussie to win an F1 Drivers' Championship, and the first since Alan Jones back in 1980. Jones has backed Piastri to break the 45-year drought, saying earlier this year he believes Norris is mentally weak. Whatever you think of Norris or Piastri, watching the two race is excellent for fans and terrifying for McLaren, Red Bull, and Ferrari will have upgrade packages for their cars in Austria this weekend. And if they can find a big step, McLaren's lead in the Constructors' Championship might start to shrink if a battle for the team title does begin. Do you think McLaren will decide to back Piastri for the driver's title when team order decisions need to be made? Or do you think they'll continue to let the two race throughout the rest of the season? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And until next time, drive safe and bye for